Welcome back to the 5-day live video challenge. My name is Shelley Hitz, and I'm the creator of this challenge as well as authoraudienceacademy.com, and I'm on a mission to help you reach more people with your message. One of the best ways to do that online right now through social media is live video broadcasting. And this challenge is all about giving you the confidence, the courage, the tools, and the strategies that you need to go live on your Facebook page. I'm based here in Colorado Springs. It's a beautiful day today, and I'm excited to dive into today's topic. Today's topic is all about the equipment and setup that you need for your live broadcast. However, there are some key things that a lot of people gloss over or they don't even mention when they're talking about live video broadcasting. So I'm going to take you through the steps of what you need to have available on your phone. I actually have my husband's phone so that I can show you the steps and show you what is going on. And I am going to be taking you step by step through exactly what you need to do even on the app. I am pouring everything that I can into this challenge, and I'm really not holding back. I'm not holding back saying, okay, I want you to now go buy this training from me about live video broadcasting. This is an entire course in my academy, and I'm giving this to you for free because I'm giving you value. I want you to do this. I want you to take action, and I want you to grow in relationship with me and grow to know, like, and trust me as a teacher. Today, we're going to talk about 4 different aspects of what you need to think about with your setup and your equipment. The first is your phone. So I recommend that you just broadcast from your phone. This is an iPhone. It's my husband's iPhone. I'm broadcasting on my iPhone, so I can't show you on mine. But he has given me permission to use his. And basically, whether you're on an Android or an iPhone, it's going to be very similar. But the first thing you want to do is you want to install the Facebook app. So you just want to make sure you have the Facebook app installed on your phone and that it is the most recent update. Any type of app that you have on your phone, you always want to make sure they're updated because sometimes there could be new features, it could be security things, and so you always want to keep those updated and not just ignore them. But especially when you're doing live broadcasting, things are changing so quickly, so rapidly. You want to make sure you have the most updated version. And then you want to make sure that on your phone you have enough space. So day 1 of this challenge, just being very transparent and very real. That's the way I am. That's the way I roll with you. I went to save my broadcast and I went longer than I expected because you guys were asking questions, you were engaged, and it was just a really value-packed training. However, when I finished, the video was too big for me to save to my phone because I didn't have enough space. And I'm repurposing all of these videos. And so I had to go and I figured out another way to do it and to download it. But the very best way is to make sure you have enough space on your phone so that the video saves. Now, if you're creating shorter videos, like 15 minutes or less, which is normally what I do, it's usually not a huge problem for me. But the way that you do this, if you have a smartphone or an iPhone, it may be different on the Android. You just go to your settings, you click on the settings, and then you'll go down to general. So there's a general setting, you'll click on that, and then there's a storage and iCloud usage that you click on. And then under storage, there's a manage storage section. So you just go into manage storage, and under there you can see, once it comes up, what all is taking up space on your iPhone. And so you can see, like, if there's different apps you could uninstall. For me, like, I have a lot of audio and video on my phone, so I always make sure to upload them to Dropbox from my phone, and then I delete them off my phone. And so there's different strategies and different ways that you can manage your phone storage. That's not what this training is about. I just wanted you to know how to check that you have enough storage and make sure that you're able to save these videos. One of the things you can do then with these videos is you can repurpose these videos in so many different ways. The bonus training you will get as a result of taking action in this challenge and actually going live is going to show you multiple ways. I mean, I think it's probably 14 different ways because I created 2 different videos of 7 ways to repurpose your videos. So I want you to have the video file. I want you to save that video file to your phone. Get it off your phone probably as soon as you can. I use Dropbox, whatever storage you use, if it's Google Drive or the iCloud or whatever you use, but save that video. All right. So you got it? We want to have room on our device to save the video. So it just depends on how long your videos are going to be. You just want to make sure that you have enough space available. I don't have my phone with me, so I can't just go and, because I'm broadcasting on my phone, to look exactly what size my videos are, but you'll start to learn. I needed like more than, I don't know, I think I cleared space and I had an extra 3 gigabytes of space on my phone now, and it was fine for the last few days. So you'll see what works for you and how big your videos are. I also save mine in higher definition when my broadcast is over, and so they're a bigger file. And so it's just going to depend. It's going to be different for everyone, and you'll start to notice like when you have enough space and when you don't. All right, what I recommend personally is to put your phone in do not disturb mode. Now on the iPhone, again, you go to the settings, and then on the settings, you just scroll down and there's a little purple do not disturb, and you just click on that, and on the top there's a manual button, and you just, let's see, click that manual until it's green in the iPhone. On the Android, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but you can Google it or check it out and see how you do not disturb on that. The reason I recommend do not disturb, okay, one time I was on a live broadcast and I started getting a call, and that call causes your live broadcast to pause. Everything pauses. You have to figure out what to do. Sometimes you can accidentally end the broadcast. It might mess up. The biggest reason for me is it messes up my train of thought. I get distracted. I'm like, oh, why were they calling me? And what did they need? Or what's going on? Or what was I saying? Or I forgot what I was saying. You don't want to derail yourself, right? So anything you can do to minimize the distractions you're going to get when you're on the live broadcast, or minimize the chance of your broadcast dropping or something happening, do it. So I recommend just creating a little checklist and being able to just say, okay, these are the things that I'm going to make sure that I'm able to do before I go live. And actually, this is in your checklist in the members area. You can get this checklist at shelleyhitz.com/live video. All right. So make sure you have the Facebook app installed and updated. Make sure you have enough space on your phone to save the recordings, because there are so many ways that you can repurpose these recordings. Even if you think right this very second you're not going to repurpose them, watch my bonus videos after you go live and you can claim that bonus. And I think it's just gonna blow your mind what you can do with this content. It's really, really amazing. So make sure you save the video. Put your phone in do not disturb, and then check to see if you have a strong wireless connection. So if you go live on your regular 3G or 4G on your phone, it's going to suck your phone data. I know, because I ended up doing this on Periscope one month. I was broadcasting live out and about, and I wasn't in my home office using wireless, and all of a sudden we got a charge that, because we went over on our data, and my husband's like, why did we go over on our data? And I'm like, oh, I think it's my fault, because I was periscoping out and about everywhere on my data plan. So live video, it sucks a lot of your data. So as long as you know that and you're okay with that, you can broadcast from your phone data, but I recommend connecting to wireless so that you don't take up your data that you want to use for other things. And it just also seems to be, a better connection for me. So what I usually do is I just make sure I have a strong wireless connection. And what I've been doing lately, because it's hit or miss, like I broadcast in the same place almost every time, and yet sometimes it will tell me I have too weak of a signal to broadcast. So what I've been doing, if I have a scheduled broadcast like I do today, is I will go into the Facebook app, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, how to do that, but I will press the live video like I'm going to go live, and I don't go live, but I just check to see if the go live button underneath comes up. And I'm going to show you all of this in a minute and walk you through it, but I just check to make sure that the connection is okay. Sometimes, for me personally, I've had to reset my wireless. A lot of times it's just unplugging it, plugging it back in. Sometimes I've had to restart my phone. Sometimes I've just had to turn the wireless off on my phone, turn it back on. You know, just all those basic tech things. It's like Control, Alt, Delete on a PC, you know? And so, or restart your computer, you know, those types of basic things can also help if you find that you're trying to connect through your wireless and it says you have too weak of a connection. All right, and so the final thing with your phone is you want to make sure that your lens, so on my husband's phone, the lens is right here, and it's going to be your front-facing lens when you're broadcasting live, but I always just make sure I clean this lens and I clean this lens. You know how it happens. Dust gets on there, fingerprints get on there, and it will cloud the clarity of your video. It's such a simple thing. Just take a cloth and, you know, clean those, but just make that part of your routine before you go live, because we have our phones with us everywhere, right? And so you just want to make sure that you have a really clear picture. And one of the things I've noticed that happens sometimes for people is they forget to just clean off their lenses. Okay, now we're going to go into equipment. And the basic equipment that you need is your phone and the app. Now, you can just have that and go live. I could put this against my computer and just hold it right here against my computer if I wanted, and just have it so that my face is centered into the screen, and I could be fine. At one time, I set my phone against just a box on a table. I had a blank wall behind me. The nice natural light was coming in. I didn't have my lighting. I didn't have my tripod. I didn't have my microphone, and the video turned out good. You don't have to have all these extra things to get started, but one thing I really do recommend is having a tripod, so that you're not like shaking when you're broadcasting. And believe me, you get tired when you're holding that phone for more than just a couple minutes. Like if you think like, okay, I'll just hold my phone, it won't be a big deal. Like eventually, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys are stronger than I am and have more endurance in your arms. But it just never fails. And then I'm like trying to stabilize and, you know, because the picture's going crazy. You don't want your audience to get seasick watching your video. There's a very big marketer that I follow, and I'm not going to mention any names, but she often goes live without a tripod, and it makes me just dizzy. And I'm like, oh, please just use a tripod or set it against something, you know, because it's just like, it's like, yeah, and then I'm here, and you know, and everything's like moving around, and you just want to have that stable connection. And then the lighting that you do, it can be as simple as clipping something to your phone. I recently ordered the chat light. You can check it out at shelleyhitz.com/chat light. It's about $30 light, and it clips onto your phone. They're on back order right now because they were featured on, I think, the Today Show or something like that. And then I now use the Diva ring light. I have all the links to the equipment, and I have an extra video that you can watch on the equipment I use at shelleyhitz.com/video equipment. So if someone could post that in the chat box and just post that link, it will take you there. It will give you the links directly to the tripod I have, to the lights, to the microphones, everything. So if someone could just type in shelleyhitz.com/video equipment. The link is also in your checklist. So, you know, you have your phone, your app, a tripod, you know, you can get some lighting. You could just clip like the chat light on there or use a Diva ring light. If you don't have lighting, just go live during the day and have natural sunlight hitting you. So let me just give you a view of what this looks like. This is without my light right now, just standing here. If I go over to my window, I'll show you. You can just simply use natural light, and you can see here, this is me with natural light, and you can see it's still really good light, and you can just stand in front of a window if you don't have a lighting kit yet. So you would just have to make sure that where you're standing, you have good natural light. So you can see this is without any lighting in my office. You can see the shadows on this side of my face. And then I'll show you with my Diva ring light. Woo, it goes really. And then that's with my Diva ring light. And you can see how much better the lighting is when you have professional lighting. So I did not use professional lighting in the beginning. I've gradually added equipment as I went. Now that I know live video is something I'm gonna do ongoing and do a lot of, I invested in a Diva ring light. But you could get started with something like the chat light for 30 bucks. The Diva ring light runs more like around 200. And start with natural light if you don't have something to start with right now. And then for the microphone, you can just use your built-in internal microphone. Most of the time it's gonna sound really, really good. Okay, so I started with the Rode mic. And the Rode mic, it's a really great mic. It just plugs right into your phone, but it has a really small cord. And so for me, like, you know, see how I've been moving around? I've been able to do that because I'm using a mic with a longer cord right now. So this is the Rode Lav mic. It's got a very short cord, but I've used this for months and months and months. And it's a great mic. It's about $70 or $75, something like that on Amazon. And what I'm currently using is the Boya mic. And the Boya mic is very similar, but it's a lot cheaper. It's only 20 bucks, $20 on Amazon. You can use it with smartphones or DSLR video cameras. So if you do upgrade your video studio later, you can still use this microphone, and it has a much longer cord. The sound quality is very similar, and the cord is really long, and I love that because I like to be able to move around, to not be tied, or to feel like I'm just so close to you guys. I can back up as far as I want, and obviously this is not great spacing, but you can still hear me the same as if I come up close. So let me just show you the difference in what the audio sounds like. So this right now is with the Boya mic. Let me unplug it and I will show you what it sounds like just with my. This is my built-in mic, and it's usually still pretty good audio if you're close by. If there's not a lot of stuff going around, if there's not a lot of background noise or things like that, and you're standing pretty close, the built-in mic will work well. So let me show you what it sounds like with the Rode mic. All right, so this is with the Rode mic. And one thing, if you have long hair, you do need to be careful that your hair doesn't rub against the mic. I will see if I can reproduce it. I don't know if you can hear that. Like when your hair or your jewelry or your clothes or anything rubs against the mic, it will cause extra background noise. That's annoying. And I know that's happened to me before. So this is the Rode Lav. All right, so that kind of gives you an idea of what it sounds like. I don't have background noise. I don't have like other things going on. Anytime you have that, if you're just using your phone and not a microphone, it's gonna pick up all that other noise. Whereas when you have a microphone, it's gonna be much more condensed. And so that's the benefit of having a microphone as well. Neither of these microphones require batteries. You just plug them right into your phone. At this point, I really recommend just get the Boya. It's only $20 and it sounds great. It has a longer cord, and it's really what I'm going to continue using more on a regular basis. If I would have known about it before, I probably would have purchased it instead of the Rode Lav, but I just wanted to share with you what I've used in the past. So with the Boya mic, there's a ton of space, like you can, a ton of cord. You just have to make sure that the cord is not in a place where you're going to trip over it if you are moving around. You can do a live video from like, if you're sitting on your couch from across the, a little bit further away. I mean, you can do so much more when you have a microphone that has a cord that's longer. So that is the microphones. So for the equipment, just to recap, you can find all the links and get an even more in-depth video on it at shelleyhitz.com/video equipment. You should have the phone and your app at the very bare minimum. The next thing I think you should get is a tripod. You absolutely need to use a tripod, and you can repurpose and you can use all sorts of tripods. I mean, there's not just one that you can use. There's so many out there. I just gave you the desktop tripod that I'm using now. Then you'll want to consider getting, potentially some lighting or an external microphone. And if you get the tripod I recommend, it's about $28. The chat light is $30. And the microphone, the Boya mic, is $20. So for, $78, you can have a pretty good setup for your live videos. And you don't have to get everything at once. You can get one thing each month. Start with the tripod, then probably get the microphone, and then get the lighting, whatever your budget allows. But you can get started for very, very cheap, and you actually can get started for free. So don't let the equipment stop you. All right, so now number 3 of what we're gonna cover today is the setup. Now, when I say setup, I mean something different than just setting up the equipment. I mean setting up and getting ready for your broadcast. This was something that I have had to learn over time, and I've learned it the hard way, that sometimes I would wait until the last minute to decide on a title, and then I'd be sitting there trying to type in a title and thinking, what do I want to call this? And then it would be just something really fast, and I wasn't thought through. And so what I want you to do is, first, I want you to finalize your topic. So yesterday we had you do like some 1-minute sprints and chose a ton of topics. Well, now I'm gonna have you choose the topic you will do when you go live as a result of this challenge. Remember, this is not just a learn more stuff challenge. This is a take action challenge. I'm gonna have you actually go live. Now, you'll need to have gone through day 3 first. So if you haven't, make sure you go back and go through day 3 first, because I share a lot of tips on how to choose your topic. But those of you that have already gone through day 3, now it's time to choose your topic. So during your broadcast, you can stand or sit. In the beginning, I did a lot of sitting. Now that I have my Diva ring light and I can just put everything in there, I love standing, because it's like you're getting prepared to give a presentation, and you're just more alive, I think, when you're standing, but you can do it either way. I now prefer standing. Sometimes I will sit. It just depends on the day and how I'm feeling. All right, so you need to choose a topic, and that is part of getting ready to go live. I think some of the fear people have is they're not prepared. They don't have a topic. They don't have a basic outline. They don't know what they're gonna say and what am I gonna say when I go live. So when you prepare these things, then you can get on live video with more confidence. So the next thing you need to do is choose a title that will draw people in. On Facebook, people are scrolling. So you want to choose a title that's like, ooh, that sounds interesting, or it arouses their curiosity, or something that they're like, yes, I want to listen into that, or I need to know that information. If you're an Author Audience Academy member, you have access to the Tidal Wave tool. It's in your members area. Just click on content and then scroll down to the bonuses module, and it's located there. So if you're an Author Audience Academy member, go ahead and check out that Tidal Wave tool if you want for choosing a title. But I just want you to at least get something down now. You can improve it later and perfect it later. Sometimes if you have numbers in there, like 3 steps or 3 things you need to do when planting tomatoes in Central Florida Zone 9, something like that. Or if you have specific results that you've gotten, like how I increased my engagement on Facebook over 50%. That kind of stuff really gets people. Or if you're addressing a pain point, you want to make the title really good. It may take a little bit longer, but really, you should be able to try to come up with titles fairly quickly over time. And on live video, a lot of times I will do 3 tips. I'll do 3 of this, 3 of that. Now, when I'm in challenges, they're a lot longer, and so there's a lot more that goes into it. But you can just decide what's going to work best for you, your tribe, test, track, and tweak. See what works best for you. I like to keep it shorter and sweeter on live video, so I usually try to keep it in around 15 minutes, so you can see there. Okay, so this is a big tip that I just recently started implementing, and I recommend that you do when you go live. So what I do is I pre-write my title and description that will be in this video. So when you go live, and I'm going to show you in a minute, you can put in a title, a description, you can add links, things like that. And I type those now on Google Docs, and then I go into Google Docs on my phone and I simply copy that title to paste into my live broadcast. So I'm not like trying to thumb a really long title and a URL and all of this. You can probably see that my title and my description in these live videos are fairly long. And what I've done is I've just pre-written each of the day's titles and descriptions. I've included a link back to where you can get the checklist at shelleyhitz.com/live video. And it's a clickable link. If somebody doesn't watch the video, but they see it in their feed, they could still click that link and sign up and watch the videos later. So what can you do? I encourage you to have, like I said, one main call to action. So whatever your call to action is, include that link in your description and include it when you go live. A lot of people just type a really short title when they go live, and they miss the opportunity with the increased exposure they get in the news feed when they're live. So you can always edit that later. This is a really big tip. So just create it, whether it's Evernote, Google Docs. You can even like email it to yourself if you check email on your phone, or text it to yourself. There's all different ways you can do it to get it from your computer to your phone. Another little tip is I just recently purchased a keyboard. It's a Bluetooth keyboard that works with my phone. So maybe you just get a keyboard that works with your phone and you do it that way. I really like having a backup of it though, like in Google Docs or Evernote or somewhere, because if for some reason your broadcast drops, or if something weird happens, you can just go back and copy that again. The other thing is, anytime you have a title in there, just copy it, because then if something happens, you can always just paste it back into a new broadcast really quick. But I just like the fact of having that backup and doing it that way. Use whatever system works best for you, but make sure you have a title, and try, if possible, to include the call to action with a clickable link in your description when you go live. Does that make sense? The final thing I want to talk to you about as far as just setup is, I want you to think, because this is video, are there any kind of props I can use? So I love using props. I don't always, like sometimes I just stand here and talk, but because it's video and it's you speaking, there's tons of things that you can include as props. So I have my props here, and I will kind of show you a few things that I've used. One of the things I used on Periscope a lot in the beginning is this little whiteboard. So it's just a small whiteboard that I don't even remember where I got it. Probably just an office supply store. And I put stickers on it. It has, my name on there. And then with dry erase marker, I just write .com. So then it has shelleyhitz.com in my branding colors. But on this whiteboard, then what I would often do is I'd put the title of the broadcast, and then I'd put like the 3 things that I was going to be speaking on. And it would be something I could use as a recap. So I could say, as a recap, here's what we covered today. And then I would have my call to action link on here. Now, what's nice with Facebook is now I can just put the link in the description. So I don't tend to use this as much, but if you're wanting to, or maybe you're wanting to demonstrate something, so you just take your dry erase marker and you draw on here, while you're live, or you wanted to show like a specific illustration, or maybe it's something with blogging, like first you do this and then there's an arrow to this, and maybe it's something like that, and you already have it pre-written, and then you just bring it up as a visual demonstration during your live broadcast. So this is the first little thing you could do. You can also use things like these. These are like all kinds of little like call out things. They're in all kinds of bright colors. I actually got these at the dollar store. So for my last challenge, what I did was I wrote the URL on there and where you could sign up. And I would just hold this up, and it just kind of is something different, to hold up and to have. There's different colors, there's different things. You could also draw on those, put illustrations. So that's another idea. Something else I've done just for fun is, I have these like heart glasses. I mean, just let your personality come through. You can wear something like this, or my branding is let your light shine. So I recently got these. How about these? You guys like these? These are star glasses with the glitter, and kind of goes with the branding. It's time to let your light shine, right? So I just found both of these at the dollar store, just something fun, just to entertain a little bit, or a little bit of, pattern interrupt on your live broadcast. I also just recently bought this, and it's a little mask I found at the dollar store. So this could be used, I haven't used it yet, but this could be used definitely with different topics. We're talking about like hiding behind a mask, like when you're marketing, instead of just being yourself and letting people get to know you. And how fun is it to have a visual prop? I love using visual aids in my live speaking engagements. I either have slides, or, a lot of times I will have a prop with me. So think about things that you could incorporate into your live broadcasts. You're on video. If you have a Boya mic, you can move around a little bit. So you could do a little demonstration. Judy, she's on here and she's talking about gardening. What if you're out in your garden, Judy, and you're demonstrating something in the garden? Like right there, showing them, this is this plant, this is what this looks like, this is how you weed for this, this is how you can tell what is a weed and what is not. I mean, I'm not a gardener, so I don't know what you're going to tell them, but you can be on site. There's so many different ways you can incorporate visual aids and props. And then I also have my easel with my flip chart. So I've used that in several of my live broadcasts. And in the bonus videos, when you go live, did you notice I didn't say if you go live? I said when you go live and you claim those bonus videos, you'll see that I'm standing in front of my easel. I'm teaching on that. I write each point on the flip chart as I go. And so that's also a really great way to incorporate a visual aid. And then finally, something else to consider if you don't have a flip chart are these giant sticky notes. Whoa, it filled up the whole screen. Have you guys seen these before? They're from Post-it. You can see it's Post-it Big Pad is what it's called. And they're huge. And you can just take these and you can put it up on the wall. So I've done this before where I just put one of these sticky notes on the wall. You can see it fits into the screen fairly nicely. And then I write on this sticky note. So that is a great idea. I don't think those are very expensive, maybe $30 or something like that. So there are a ton of things you can do to incorporate visuals. The other thing is on Facebook Live, you can actually turn your camera around. And so if you want to actually show something on your computer, you can do that. I will take this out of the tripod for a minute and I will show you. Like if I had my phone in a tripod on my computer, I could flip and then I could say, okay, now we're on my website, ShelleyHitz.com, and this is the exact equipment I use for my live broadcasts. And so you can actually show things on your screen by simply flipping the camera around. You just use that button in the upper right-hand corner. And just pause though when you do flip it around, because it will stop the audio a minute, or not a minute, but a second. So I'm going to put this back in, and obviously you'd want to have it in a tripod if you were doing that. I have done that on Periscope before where I've demonstrated things on my screen while I'm on a live broadcast, it's not the best quality. You know, you're going to get a better quality with something like Google Hangouts or using screen recording software like Camtasia or QuickTime or something like that. But it is an option. So think outside the box. That's what I want you to do. When you're marketing, when you're creating these things, you know, how can you be memorable? How can you stand out? And some of these things that you incorporate as props or how you do things is going to set you apart from other people. All right. So that was number 3, setup. And then finally, today we're going to close with how to use the app. So this is what I find like scares people the most, is like actually using the app, and it is so easy. It is very simple to do. Facebook has made it very easy. Now, I'm going to walk you through how to do this on the iPhone. So you just click your regular Facebook app, and then once you get into Facebook, there's a little more button down here. You click that more button, and then you will find whatever page you want to broadcast from, or you'll find the group or the event, wherever you want to broadcast from. And I created a private group to show you how to do this. So I'm just going to find, it's just a test group, and I'm just going to go into that test group. But whether you do it from a page or from a group or from an event or even from your profile, it's going to be the same process. Now, Facebook could change at any minute. So, you know, when you go into the app, it's always nice to do a test. So if you want to do a test, you can do the same thing I did by creating a test group. Just add one other person, your spouse, your best friend, you know, your accountability partner, and just create this test group just to test the app out and, you know, the steps so you feel comfortable when you go live the first time. But so in this group then, or on your page, you know, you're just going to type in where it says say something. And once you click in there, there's all these options that come up on the bottom. And this is just currently how it looks like on Facebook. So there's an option for live video. So you just click on that live video, and it says go live in this group. I'm just going to click continue. This is not live yet. So when you click continue, you're not live. Don't worry, you're not live. But then it gives you the chance. Now it says describe your live video. And basically that's where you're going to paste the title, description, and your call to action. You already have that set up. If you're following my system, you already have that in place, and you just paste that in there. I'm just going to say test video because it's not anything that I'm going to do, but I just typed in my title there. And then there's that big blue button. It says go live. So tomorrow I am going to challenge you to go live on a public page. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to click that button so that you can see what it looks like. So once you click it, just so you know how it works, once you click that go live button, it will give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1. And then what I like to do is I like to pause for a minute, or not a minute, pause for like maybe 1 or 2 seconds just to give it a chance to go, and then jump right in with your attention grabbing intro. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow in the outline for what you're going to actually do when you're live. But so I'm going to show you. You just click go live. And we are live. And you can see what it looks like. There's a little red live button at the top. There's a little thing on this. This is the one that you can switch. It goes the other way. You can see 2 of me. How fun is that? So that's the little place you can switch it around. When you start, it will be facing you. So when you start, it will be automatically facing you, but you can turn the screen around once it starts. And then you'll start seeing comments come up through here. So let me see if I can go into Facebook and comment so I can show you how it works. Pretty simple. And then once you're done, guess what? You just hit the red button, says finish. So that's all you have to do. I'm gonna like it, and see that like flying across the screen? Let me try a different reaction. So I'm gonna unlike it. I'm gonna try a heart this time. See the heart flying across the screen? And so if you get a bunch of people liking and reacting, and if they're on mobile, they can keep tapping, you'll see all these little reactions flying across the screen, which is really cool. And then I will put a little comment in here. So I just added a comment. It is a little bit delayed, and hopefully that will get better. But you see my comment there? Yay! So I'm gonna do one more thing here. And then there's another comment. When you're live, this is, the live video, you can see those comments coming up, and then, what did I say? It's time to go live. But you can also, when you're live, you can tap these little like buttons, and you can like people's comments. I'm kind of careful about that because it's really close to the finish button, and if you don't touch it just right, you may accidentally finish the broadcast when you don't want to finish it. So I'm kind of careful about doing that. I usually go back afterwards and give thumbs up, and I reply to your comments and such afterwards. Okay, so then what you can do is just click that finish button, and then it's just going to say it's finished. And this is the screen that's really important that you don't just exit out of, so you can save your video to your phone. So you have to say, see right here, it says save your video to camera roll. And there's this the bar that you have to manually push. I wish there was a feature, hopefully there will be sometime, where you can just set it up to say always save it to my camera roll, because sometimes I've actually gotten flustered after a live broadcast and I've forgotten to save it to my phone. But you have to do that. You have to manually do that every single time and say save it to my phone. The second one says upload higher quality video. So if you want a lower quality video, you just turn that off. I usually want the highest quality video because I repurpose it in many ways. So make sure both of those are green, and then it will tell you a few things, but then there's a little button at the top. You just click done, and it will take a little bit of time. Depending how long your broadcast is, it will take some time to actually save your video, so don't exit that screen. So see how it just automatically exited. So now I can go to my photos on my iPhone, and this is my husband's phone, so I have to find where it is, but I can go to my photos and it's going to be saved here. You can go to my videos, and look, right there is the video. And so now I have a video file that I can use and I can repurpose on my blog. I mean, so many ways. That's why I want you guys to get the bonus videos, because it's going to give you so many ideas of how you can use this content and how you can use this later. I really found that in my Take Action challenges every month that I do with Author Audience Academy, if I do a live demonstration, it's so much more helpful than just telling you in text what to do. But I also have the text instructions in the checklist for you. It's at shelleyhitz.com/live video. So right now, Facebook, you have to do it vertical. Let me show you and see if this... Oh, I think I'm still vertical, right? Yeah, so I think you can do either. Right now, my phone is horizontal, and now I'm gonna flip it, and now it's vertical. Oh, so yeah, I'm watching myself on Facebook on my page, and it looks like it flips it for you now. Cool, you didn't used to do that, so Facebook's changing so rapidly. Okay, so I'll show you what happens. So this is what it looks like when it's vertical. Now, when I switch it, now the comments are on the right-hand side. So it seems as if like the video is still gonna be the square video. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be full landscape, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me go ahead into the group and do a comment again. So you can see where the comments show up if you're doing it on this landscape mode. So I just did a reaction. See, I did the haha reaction. And there's my comment. So you can see, you can do it this way. This is landscape, or you can do it this way. This is horizontal. And then the comments will be below. So your action steps for today were to finalize your topic, brainstorm a title, and then if you feel more comfortable, practice going live in a test group. So it should be a group that's only, I actually made it private, and instead of a closed group or an open group, make it a private group, and then just add one other person in there, someone that's your spouse or your best friend, or just say, hey, I'm going to add you to this group just because I need to practice a few things. But those are your action steps for today. Tomorrow, day 5, is all about going live. So the topic is, it's time to go live. The step-by-step outline I use to make my live broadcasts a success. So I'm going to walk you through the outline, why I suggest you do the things that you do during your broadcast, and then we will be finalizing all the rest of the details and just walking you through that step. Yeah, so I'm going to give you my outline. I'm going to talk about when you're live, like there's certain things that can happen when you're live and what you can do about them. For example, I had a troll today. It was the first time I've had a troll on Facebook, and so I have my laptop up and I just went in and I blocked him at one point because he left 2 comments, and I just went in on my computer and blocked him. Now you can block him afterwards too, but I wouldn't really worry about that, but that's just something to think about. And then after, the step-by-step things you need to do after a broadcast is over. And I will also just be praying over you guys and just praying for your live broadcast. And then in day 5 of the member area, I just added a form. Once we finish tomorrow, you'll have access to fill out that form as a finisher when you go live and claim the bonus videos. Now there's no deadline for this. You don't have to do it tomorrow. You don't have to do it Saturday. You can actually do it at any time. As long as you go through all 5 days of the training, you set up your broadcast the way I recommend and you go live. You just have to give me the link to when you went live, and then you can claim those 2 bonus videos. And so I would recommend that you do it sooner rather than later, but this is an evergreen challenge. So whenever you finish this challenge, you can claim those bonus videos. This is becoming a full-blown training. But I wanted to make sure I walked you step by step through the process. And this is exactly similar types of trainings that I do every month on Author Audience Academy. We're on a webinar. I use GoToWebinar, but I show you on my screen. We walk through step by step. I help you with the marketing stuff, like helping you get this stuff set up. Right now I'm going through my author automation strategy, and this month we're going to be in step 2 of it, and just really excited to help you set up these systems that will be able to help you work smarter, not harder. So if you enjoy these types of trainings, definitely make sure you join our monthly challenges in Author Audience Academy if you're an Academy member. And if you're not yet a member, check it out. It's at authoraudienceacademy.com. This is really cool for pre-recorded videos. It's a remote, and you just can press this to start it, press this to stop it. You can use this to take pictures. So I could be standing here and taking pictures. You know what? Actually, I don't think I want to try it with my husband's phone, just because if it does, it might drop this video. But yeah, that would be something you could, check out in a test group. I haven't personally tried that yet. I just press the buttons here. I doubt that Facebook syncs up with this, but this was like a few dollars on Amazon. And so if you do pre-recorded videos, this is a great little tool to use. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me for day 4 of this 5-day live video challenge. I am taking you step by step through every single part of what it takes to go live. Not only just the equipment and setup, but your topics, overcoming the fear, how you're going to market your live broadcast. And I hope you've been getting a ton of value. But more than anything, What would make me happier than anything else is if you go live as a result of this challenge, that you overcome your fear, that you use this free tool to build your tribe, build your audience, grow your book sales, increase your product sales, and that if you actually take action. So tomorrow, day 5, it's all about going live. So join me tomorrow, and then my challenge to you and your gift to me could be that you go live, that you implement what I've taught you during these 5 days, and that you just do it. I'm excited for you. I cannot wait to see all of the videos you create, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.